Foods on the shelves of pantries like this one. This includes no sugar items, as well as items with no sodium. If you've ever had a pet run away, you can understand how devastating losing your animal can be. But imagine losing your animal and then being tricked out of thousands of dollars to get it back. Since the bill is so new, he's not sure every way it will affect him, but he is satisfied with the $6 billion towards the crop insurance fund. Furthermore, if another drought does hit the Midwest, his cows will stay fed. Over the last year, families seeking food assistance at Crossline's food pantry have been up by 35%. They report over 43,000 people in Greene County are considered food insecure.
Our numbers have pretty much went through the roof. Our average this time last year was about 45 families a day, and we have jumped up to about 70 families a day.
According to Ozarks Food Harvest, 8.7 million meals will be lost in the Ozarks each year due to the ARA cuts that took place November of 2013.
So to put that in perspective, with the 10 million meals that we're distributing and then that 8 million meals lost, we're not going to be able to make up that amount of meals just by increasing our benefits going out or anything like that.
With a growing client base at local food pantries comes a growing volume of different dietary needs. That's why the Healthy Food Pantry Collaborative has been working with food banks and pantries around the area.
We noticed that a lot of the time people are getting readmitted for disparities that they have been admitted for before. So maybe if they have diabetes, they're getting readmitted for complications of their diabetes. And once we put two and two together, realizing that our clients were getting food from the food pantries, we wanted to intervene.
The Healthy Food Collaborative has been working hard to put healthier foods on the shelves of pantries like this one. This includes no sugar items, as well as items with no sodium.
There does seem to be a stigma that there's this large unemployed population of people who don't want to work, or they're just, feeding off of these government benefits. But a large majority of these people, they're working part-time, they're working full-time, or trying to support their family or their grandkids. And
while it's still too early to understand the full effects of the SNAP cuts, those at Ozarks Food Harvest who distribute food to pantries like Crosslines say the biggest need right now is keeping the food on pantry shelves. In Springfield, I'm Shannon Bowers, Ozarks News Journal.
That was the driest I have ever seen it in my lifetime.
Missouri's weather can be very unpredictable. When the drought of 2012 struck, many farmers from around the area had devastating losses. Without having a secure farm bill in place, farmers like Tom Huff were uncertain for the future of their farm.
We originally had about 185 cows, and we sold about 45 cows to get through the drought. And it's been slow to try to build that back.
With this new legislation active, Tom and his family say they can slowly start regaining some of their previous losses.
We now have a farm bill good for 5 years, so we know what to expect in the way of farm programs for 5 years. The first thing will be the livestock disaster programs that there was no funding for during the drought of 2012 are made retroactive to where we had, because the effects of that drought continue.
Since the bill is so new, he's not sure every way it will affect him. But he is satisfied with the $6 billion towards the crop insurance fund. Furthermore, if another drought does hit the Midwest, his cows will stay fed. And more importantly, he thinks that this new farm bill will help feed other hungry mouths.
One thing most people I do not believe understand is that such a high percentage goes for nutrition programs. Yes, it's called a farm bill. It's more like a food bill. 79% of that cost goes to nutrition programs.
The bill cuts 1% in food stamps, mostly affecting those on the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. It does this by modifying food stamp eligibility. The bill also covers categories including conservation and commodity programs.
Personally, I feel it should be called the Food Assurance Bill, because the whole intent of the Farm Bill is to ensure an adequate and affordable supply of food for this country.
If someone doesn't really have a thick skin, if they're just not born with it,
What is some advice you can give to them?
Well, I feel like with me, you know, you just have to.
So don't you think that this would take power away from those unions?
No, it's not about taking power.
We were also discussing earlier how, there have been financial cuts, across the board that have been affecting all sorts of organizations here in our community. How are you guys helping them out since, they're needing you to pick up the slack?
You know,
Coming up on Ozarks News Journal, Missouri residents who donated to food pantries in 2013 could receive a tax break. A dangerous new form of a powerful stimulant is hitting markets nationwide for sale by the vial, gallon, and even by the barrel. The potent liquid drug is nicotine, which is extracted from tobacco and blended with a cocktail of flavorings, colorings, and assorted chemicals to feed the electronic cigarette industry. E-liquids, which are key ingredients in these e-cigarettes, are powerful neurotoxins that can cause vomiting and seizures once ingested or absorbed through the skin. The weather is warming up, and police say there has been an increase in panhandling citations. More people are apparently complaining about being solicited, police say. At least 4 citations for panhandling at busy intersections were handed out last week. The issue has been debated recently at Springfield City Council meetings, with some saying broader laws are needed to stop aggressive panhandlers. Missouri, it's legal to buy alcohol or tobacco products on Sunday, but purchasing a car, truck, or motorcycle is not. New legislation is trying to remove this ban from the purchase of motorcycles on Sundays. Weekends are very popular times for bikers to ride and shop for new motorcycles. If passed, this legislation would give bikers an extra day to shop for motorcycles.
Well, that's great. Now we can buy a bike, a beer, and a smoke on Sundays.
After church, of course.
Right. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Ozarks News Journal. Please join us next week for more stories that matter most to our region.
If you'd like more information about the stories you've seen on today's show, please visit our website, myozarksnewsjournal.com. Have a great day, Missouri.